I used to go mountain biking with my son all the time, until suddenly we just didn't. What if you're living through the last time right now and you don't even know it? You know, we often don't realize we're living through the last time of something special until it's already passed. The goal of this video is to create more special moments and be present when they're actually happening, because you don't get a calendar invite that says, this is the last time you're going to be doing this. You know, there's a psychological reason why people remember firsts, but not lasts. Right? Think about it. When your baby takes its first step, that's a momentous day. Or when your child says its first words, or first time your kid rides a bike without training wheels. Right? Those are big firsts. You're going to go and you're going to shout from the hilltops when that happens, and you're going to share it all over social media. See, the problem is human brains are bad at detecting endings. It's just how we're wired. Let's talk about the endowment effect. This means we value things more when we're about to lose them. I'm sure you've probably seen this in your life. I know I have. And I'll tell you, this realization hits harder when you hit middle age, when you're losing time with your kids, your parents, and other family members. Let's take a minute to talk about FOMO, or the fear of missing out. I know me personally, I used to really struggle with FOMO. As I get older, much less. I know in my 20s, if it was a Friday night or Saturday night, I wanted to be out and about, going and doing things. Now that I'm in my late 40s, yeah, I still like doing some of those things, but if I don't, no problem. For example, last night, some of my siblings went to go see a concert locally. I've seen the band a couple times. I was like, do we want to go? My wife wasn't really into it. Okay, no problem. We'll just go do other things. I'm really happy that I don't suffer from FOMO anymore. And I would encourage you, if that's a struggle for you, to think about that and be like, hey, this really is a problem in my life. I need to address this. And one of the problems too, I think, with FOMO is oftentimes it can be a distraction to prevent us from being fully engaged in the event that we're taking part in currently. So in that concert example, yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit in the back of my mind while my wife and I were going to visit with my mom and going to the grocery store and things like that. Yeah, I mean, I guess there was a little bit of a voice in the back of my mind saying, hey, you could be at this show. And trust me, I love live music. So that is still maybe a little bit of a struggle for me, but not nearly as bad as it once was. So some of the real life examples where this has happened to me in my life was, as I shared in the intro, mountain biking with my son. We used to go, I don't know, maybe a couple times a month or so. And when he was younger, we loved that. Our favorite place to ride was the trails at Jake's Rocks up here in the Allegheny National Forest, where I am today in the Kinzua region of Pennsylvania. And boy, we just had a blast. We would go ride, he would bring friends, we'd get together with some of my friends, and it was just so much fun. And then his interests changed, and he said, you know what? I want to sell this mountain bike. I could use the money for other things that I want to do. So he did that, and suddenly it's like, okay, I don't know if I'm ever going to get to mountain bike with him again. And honestly, it saddens me a little bit to see that transition occurring, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? I just need to look for opportunities to make other memories with him. For example, he just bought a boat. So I'm looking forward to going out with him and getting out there on the boat with him and enjoying that. And then my daughter, click on this video here that's popping up to check out our trip down to Pittsburgh for a Pittsburgh Pirates game. We had an absolute blast spending that day together. So that's what I would encourage you to do today, is pick something like that your kids are interested in. Yeah, my daughter's not a big Pittsburgh Pirates baseball fan, but she likes having a day on the calendar where she and her dad can go down to Pittsburgh, go do some shopping. In this case, she got her navel pierced, and she was absolutely tickled to do that. Ugh. A spider climbed on my arm. So yeah, look for those opportunities that your children enjoy doing specific things, and then schedule them, get them on your calendar. I know you're busy. I'm busy. everyone's busy as all get out these days. Get it scheduled and just go and do it and make those memories. And then while you're there, make sure you're present for that time. And while you're doing those things, whether it's mountain biking with my son or going spending the day in the city with my daughter. I was thinking about this when we were down in Pittsburgh. Treat that day as if it could be your last time doing that, right? Who knows? Life happens. Now that we've established this tradition where my daughter and I do a trip to Pittsburgh every year, I want to keep that going. Another example, college friends. So after college, some friends and I would get together every year. We would go to Wellsboro, Pennsylvania for the Rally America race out there, and we'd chase Subarus around the forest for a whole weekend every summer. And it was just an amazing time. And it was something that everybody knew, like that weekend, we're gonna get the group together, we're gonna rent a big house, we're gonna go have a great time together. Well, they changed it one year to a different weekend, and the kids were in school. So suddenly it didn't work, where we couldn't get the time away from school with the kids to be able to do that. So we stopped doing it one year, and we haven't done it since. So there is a lot to say about getting that momentum. So take the initiative to start it. Don't wait for somebody else to start the event. You go ahead and start it. And then you have to keep that momentum. Even if something comes up in life and you're like, my car just broke down. I really don't have the money to go and rent the house and spend the weekend away. You really need to try that, because as soon as you step away for 1 year, you just lose that momentum instantly, and it's really, really difficult to get that back. If you struggle to really take in the moment when you're in it, let me encourage you to ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1, what would I miss about this if it disappeared tomorrow? Question 2, what can I notice right now that I'd usually overlook? And question 3, how can I make this more special, even in a small way? There's a lot of power in moments. One specific example I'll share with you. So my daughter, one of her good friends, just recently had her wisdom teeth removed. And I told my daughter, I'm like, you know what? That's a big milestone. It's a big deal for that girl to have that surgery. As her friend, you should really do something nice for her. So she listened to that advice, and we went. We picked out a special stuffed animal for her friend, and I can't say for sure if did it actually mean a lot to her or not, but I'd be willing to bet it meant the world to her to receive a special gift from a friend after they had gone through a difficult surgery and were on the road to recovery. I'm sure it brought some cheer to her day. The last bit of advice I'll give you is when you create that special moment, capture it, but don't interrupt it. Now, what do I mean by that? So, for example, I have this YouTube channel. I like to document some fun things that I do with my kids. But when I do that, it's never about making the video. It's always about the focus is on my kid and all eyes are on them. However, I'm also filming a video in the side, right? It's not, hey, I'm making a video and hey kid, you're just going to come along for the ride. It's the complete opposite. So that's what I would encourage you to do is feel free to document things, right? Take the pictures, share them on Facebook and Instagram and all the places. But it's not about that, right? It's about your kid and spending that time with your kid. Or whatever the event is that you're doing. So if you've ever lost anything that's important to you, I know the feeling. But my encouragement for you today is just create more of those moments, right? Those moments are in the past. Create more moments in the future, and you'll build an amazing life. Because someday you're gonna look back and you're gonna be glad that you did. Comment below. What was your last time moment, and did you realize it at the time? I'd love to hear about it. Subscribe if you'd like more life-changing advice like this that's about more than just building a successful life around money, but it's building a life around meaning. In today's hyper-connected world, loneliness, isolation, and disconnectedness is running rampant. In this video, we dive deep into how to build connections in your personal and professional life, not just surface level connections, but deep connections. I'll see you over there.